After 11 weeks of college football, it all comes down to this. A game so huge, you only have two words for it. The game. Hello everybody, and today I will be covering the Ohio State versus Michigan game, otherwise known as the game. I will be talking about both sides of the ball on each team. I will be giving up my points to the game as far as what to watch out for Saturday, and then finally my final prediction. I will be talking about the Michigan offense first. The running backs have ran for, the three running backs have ran for 1,990 yards, and they've gotten 25 touchdowns. The top five wide receivers have gotten 1,499 yards receiving and gotten 11 touchdowns. The two tight ends have gotten 413 receiving yards with one touchdown. The Michigan offensive quarterback, Cade McNamara, has 170 for 265 for a 64.2 completion percentage. He has 2,142 yards passing, 14 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and he has been sacked 2 times. With 14 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, he has a 7 touchdown to interception ratio, which is pretty good. And as far as Michigan offense, that is it. They've been pretty good. I don't know how they would match up against Ohio State defense. That's something that you guys will have to decide by commenting down below, and we will see how they do against Ohio State's defense, who I will be talking about later in this video. Now it's time to talk about the Michigan defense. Michigan defense overall has gotten 28 sacks in their 11 games. They've pushed the offensive opponents back 173 yards. They've gotten 7 interceptions, 10 forced fumbles, and they've recovered 8 of those fumbles. That means that the Michigan defense have forced 15 turnovers against the opponents. And as far as players to watch out for on the Michigan defense, Aiden Hutchinson, who is a defensive end, has 9 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. David Jabo, who's a linebacker, he has 10 sacks and 5 forced fumbles. So, Michigan has a couple guys that are really good at getting in the backfield and sacking the quarterback and causing fumbles. And that is something that Michigan defense is definitely going to have to do against Ohio State, who has a really good offense. Speaking about Ohio State's offense, let's get to them. Their running backs, 3 of them, have gone 1,916 yards rushing for 21 touchdowns. The top 3 wide receivers have 2,919 yards for 30 touchdowns. And between the 2 tight ends, they got 360 yards for 2 touchdowns. Ohio State's quarterback, C.J. Stroud, who is a Heisman contender, and in some people's view, probably the Heisman favorite right now. He is 246 for 346 for a 71.1 completion percentage. He has 36 touchdowns for compared to 5 interceptions, which makes it a 7.2 touchdowns to interception ratio. He's been sacked 9 times. Ohio State's offense is really good. We'll talk about the points per game later on. But we'll see how they play against the Michigan defense, who might be able to get pressure on C.J. Stroud and force them to make mistakes. Now it's time to talk about the Ohio State defense. Ohio State's defense has 35 sacks. Over the 11 games, they've pushed back the opponent's offense 239 yards back. They got 11 interceptions, 11 forced fumbles, and 7 fumbles recovered, which means Ohio State has forced 18 turnovers against the opponents. A couple people to watch out for on Ohio State's defense. Zach Harrison, who has 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Tyreek Smith, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble. And Antoine Jackson, who has 2.5 sacks and 0 forced fumbles. Ohio State's defense, while they don't have exactly they don't have that 1 or 2 guys that are like double-digit sack guys. They are more spread out as far as who can play and who can get in the backfield. Harrison's a good player. Tyreek Smith, Antoine Jackson, all these players are really good in that they can get in the backfield. They don't have exactly that guy like Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, those type of players that can Chase Young, that can get in the backfield and cause 10 to 15 sacks a season. But they do have a good defense as far as they can put pressure on the quarterback and sack them. Now it's time for my 5 key opponents points for the game. One is Michigan relies upon the run more than anything on offense, which means you gotta watch out for Michigan's offensive line play, along with how Ohio State defensive line plays. Also the linebackers too, depending on how they play. Do they come up and try to defend the run? Do they stay back and see if the defensive line can stop the run on their own? Number 2, Cade McNamara has been used to manage games. He has been good at doing that and has been limiting turnovers. He has 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not exactly the play like CJ Stroud's had, where he's had so many touchdowns. But Cade McNamara has been able to limit turnovers and give his team a chance every single game. And for most of those games, they've won. 10 out of the 11 they won. So he's been good at that. Some things to watch is how Ohio State plans to apply pressure to force mistakes. I think Cade McNamara maybe could be prone to make mistakes if he is playing against a team that can get to him. Third is Michigan's defense is based on getting sacks and pressure that leads to turnovers. So you want to watch out for Ohio State's offensive line and how they plan to block the defensive line and the linebackers from Michigan, who have pressured a lot of teams throughout the year and has forced a lot of turnovers. And then you want to see how aggressive Ohio State goes as far as how aggressive they want to go compared to going conservative and making sure that they don't turn over the ball, which could cause problems. Number 4, Ohio State has a 1,000-yard back that did not play much versus Michigan State. Henderson did not play much against Michigan State, which I found interesting. But they still won that game 56-7. So that means that when we go into this game, we're hopefully dealing with a healthy. Ohio State is dealing with a healthy TreVeyon Henderson, who did not play much. I don't know if there was many health problems with it, but Ohio State was just able to win big against Michigan State anyway. So hopefully he is good and ready to go and be energized and play top of the level offense as a running back. And so I want to watch that and how the offensive line plans to help TreVeyon Henderson run the ball, which could be a big opponent to how Michigan's going to play, given the linebackers. Because if Henderson is running the ball, they have to bring him up, and then all of a sudden you clear that way for the wide receivers. Talking about the wide receivers, Ohio State has 3 of the best wide receivers in football right now, in college football, rather. when you see Njigba, Olave, and Wilson, all three of them are really good. I'm honestly surprised Njigba has the most yards out of the three. I thought that Olave or Wilson would be that type of person. But anyway, things I want to watch for is how the Michigan defensive back seven tries to play against these players, and watch how much time Ohio State's offensive line is able to give Stroud. If the offensive line is able to give Stroud a lot of time, it's over because you can't guard three wide receivers with this type of talent. I mean, you're talking about three wide receivers that two of them are going to be in the NFL next year, and the next one's going to go in the year after. So there is a lot of talent with these wide receivers, and you can't guard them for too long. So watch to see how much time the Ohio State offensive line is able to give C.J. Stroud to throw. Really quickly, I want to go over how many points each team gets on offense and how much they give up on defense. For Ohio State, they give up on offense they score 47.2 points per game, which is first in college football. They have the best offense in college football right now, and the defense they give up 19 points a game, which is 16th best in college football. As far as Michigan goes, they on offense score 36.9 points per game, which is 15th best in the nation in college football, and they give up 16.3 points per game, which is 7th in college football. Okay, time for my final thoughts. 1. Whoever wins this game goes to the Big Ten Championship game and is likely favored to go to the college football playoff. Vegas right now has Ohio State as a 7 to 8 point favorite. My prediction, Ohio State has one of the best offenses and ever getting better defense. And Michigan has been really good throughout the season. Not elite, but like really good. So right now, I am predicting Ohio State to win 42-27, which means Ohio State wins by 15 points. What do you guys think? Do you think I am right in my prediction? Do you think that that maybe this is the year that something crazy happens? Did I get anything wrong as far as what I've said in the video? If you guys got any thoughts, leave it in the comment section down below. I would enjoy a like and subscribe too. Would be appreciated, and we will see you guys later.